Well, looks like Studio is still messed up. It doesn't seem to recognize the live broadcast, but I know it works, so we'll pick up where we left off. Now, I've already talked about using the different stations, how to make your first craft, the Corvette. And now let's talk a little bit about tools. Let's figure you've got your first tool, you're figuring you've upgraded it maybe a little bit. So now this time you want to, there doesn't seem to be an option to switch tools. So we'll just have to do the one they give us. Nosy Boys Force Driver. So we'll look at it. Then we'll compare it. Now, of course, I've got a whole bunch of stuff on mine, which I got off of taking down a Sentinel pillar. And I've got all these improvements on them. Now, the improvements, if they're not the highest possible class, like see, there's C class, then there's B class, there's the A class, there's the S class, which is really good, and there's also an S class, like we got right here. Usually when you have an X like that, like an extra, that means experimental, but when you read the description, bypass nearly every galactic standard for workmanship and safety, this upgrade module targets damage, fire rate, and shots per burst. So it only increases damage by 1, and its shots is +1, and its fire rate is +14%. So it's not a lot. But now let's compare it to this A class. Mining speed is 13, fuel efficiency is 16, and overheat downtime is a -11. So that's not too shabby. Now this one, even though it looks like it's the same, it's not. It's got mining speed +13, it's got overheat downtime -15%, and fuel efficiency is +18. So when you look at these, you never really know what you're going to get. And of course you have to see what it's going to affect. Now see, this one looks like these over here, but it affects the boltcaster. Whereas this one is for the mining beam. They look the same, but they're not going to be the same. Again, mining beam. So you have to see, this one's for the boltcaster, so I really need to take this, and because of the rules of adjacency, I need to move it. Okay, is it gonna let me move it? Oh, wait a minute, I have to get out of this comparison thing first. Now, if you want to trade, even though it'd be a terrible bad idea, because this one's got a value of 76, whereas this one's a million plus. So what you would have to do is you just have to buy it outright. So that's what we're going to do, since everything's basically free for me. Now look at my total here and see if it makes any effect. Let's go back in there. See there? Alright, so we have a new tool to play with. So we want to go into tab and make sure that's the tool we have up, and it is. Now notice it doesn't have very many slots to work with, so we can't really do a lot of improvements. This is actually a different kind of weapon, so we would actually want to move it away from this one right here, and then we would want to move this one out here. That way we've got 2 slots here, and if we can get these 2 slots open, we'd have 3 down here. If we get these slots open, we have 3 that can affect this one weapon. Now if I want the same advantage for this one, I'd have to move it again. So I got Jason slots here, 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 and up here. If I could get these moved out of the way. Right now I can't. And also notice it's only class C. Now the first thing I'd want to do is I want to come over here and see if I can make any improvements. Right now, because everything's free, I can upgrade its class, so we do that first. It would normally cost us 3,300 nanites. Now let's get out of this for a second. And let's use our tab key. Now see, its class is B. Alright, now let's get back in here. Don't talk to that guy. Let's just look at here and see if he'll let us do it again. Now remember, I've changed this so I can do everything for free. Yep, it will. But notice that the price just went up to 8,000 nanites. Well, 8,000 plus. Okay. There we go. Now we can go back in the tab key. And we can see that we're almost to the highest class possible. So let's do it again. Oh, well, before we do that, did we pick up any slots? No, we did not pick up any extra slots. So that's still something we need to do. Alright, let's get back in here. And let's go to the next class. This time it's going to cost, I would say at least twice as much as the last time. Now, of course, if you don't have everything at free, then you wouldn't be able to do that. So now we're up to the S class now. Usually X class is it. That's as high as you go. But let's just see if by chance it will go one more class higher, which would be X, like an experimental. It says it will, but it doesn't work, does it? So we want to do the install the slot, one expansion slot. Then we have to purchase the rest of them using units. If it won't do it again, so we go here. So what we do is we hold our left mouse button, but notice that we could just keep going. It's just like as if we had got a whole bunch of advantages. Well, let's stop there. Now, if we do it again, but this time let's use the other option. This one right here where we're packed, but look what happened to the price. Each time we purchase one of those slots, see, that's why you want to change that option so you can do all this for free. Otherwise you can't afford it. I mean, there's just no way you're going to be able to afford all this units from, buying and selling stuff. But it's the same process. This time, this time it went up to 13 million. Then it goes up to 16 plus million, 19 plus million, 23 plus million, 26 plus million, 29 plus, 33 plus, and then we start another row. 39 plus, 42 plus, 46 plus, 49 plus, 52 plus, 56. And you see how it's just crazy expensive. Now that's why they say that this game never really is. Okay, that's enough. Let's get out of this. Alright, so we just got ourselves a weapon that would start out class C. We raised it all the way up to the highest class, and we've opened up a ton of options. Now let's talk to this guy. If I can get him selected. It keeps looking like it's going back over here. Alright, let's put there we go, we got him. The merchant. Alright, what will he offer us? Alright, purchase upgrade modules. Now remember, our weapon is now all the way up to S class, so it makes sense to only buy the S class options.
Product received.
And now we've got another page we can go to. Scatter blaster, neutron cannon. See, the rest of these are useless to us. Now we could, go ahead and buy more of the same stuff, because we're talking modifier, not the actual weapon. Ability or weapon type. Alright, let's go into our inventory. We've got all of these special slots. Those are like bonus slots. If anything you put in there, you get a nice bonus. Alright, so we're looking right here. And let's see, we've got all of these slots adjacent to this one. And then, well, we've got to move these out of the way. So let's move this over to here. And we'll move this one over to... Well, I think I have to use one slot for this to get these two working together. Alright, what do we got for our mining beam? Let's put this slot right here first. Okay, normally you try to match up these symbols. Alright, and it says it's material gain amplifier. And it is for the mining beam. So we'll put that on there. Now, there's always something you have to buy, to do it. And since that's high class, it's got a lot of expensive parts. But now we've got it paid for, so it's active. Alright, how about this slot? Do we have something else for the mining beam? Does it say? No, that's for the bolt caster. And this one is for the bolt caster also. Now this one is for the mining laser, mining beam, so we'll go ahead and we'll install it. And we gotta pay for it. There we go. Now what does it do for us? It's not as high class as this one, which gives us resource mined. It gives us additional resources, 50%. This one gives us advanced mining laser is now enabled. And the mining speed is now plus 15. See there? They're not always the same. Do we have something else for the mining beam? That we said that was for bolt caster. Yeah, bolt caster. Well, we'll have to install that for sure. And this one is for, that's the actual bolt caster itself. And we've got this. So that's pretty much it for now. But we do need our personal shield, so let's put it, yeah, let's put it right there. Well, actually, that might be more practical right now. So let's go find that personal shield. There it is.
Technology installed.
And of course we gotta pay for it. And these don't, lots of cheap. They are not cheap at all. Alright, now let's see. So the only two slots we have adjacent for this one would be these four. They will all affect the personal. So let's skip over to here. What do we have? The actual bolt caster.
Technology installed.
Now once we pay for those, we can actually move it around. Now let's see, this one is called a plasma launcher. So I would want to move the bolt caster, holding down the E key, somewhere where I can surround it with goodies. That looks like a pretty good slot. So we'll leave it there. Okay, now do we have anything for the plasma launcher? It's basically explosive grenades. You gotta charge it with unstable plasma. So let's see. Well, let's put it in this slot first, I guess. Alright, let's see. What is this one for? This one is for the neutron cannon. Doesn't specify. Damage overload module. It just says weapon system. Causing its projectiles to resonate. Oh. That looks like it would work for all kinds of things, doesn't it? Does it look anything like this right here? No, I would have to say it doesn't. It's close. That might still work for it. This one here is a neutron cannon. And what was this? That's plasma launcher. So let's see, what can we find for the plasma launcher? I don't think that's what it's for. Pulse splitter, it's a different weapon. Does it say anything about plasma? Charged with unstable. Kinda hits it might be the same thing, doesn't it? I'm gonna assume that it is. I don't have anything, or does it actually say terrain destruction device? It's large bore projectile launcher. So that guess that's a weapon unto itself. Yeah. And this one is for the bolt caster. This one is a pulse splitter. Bolt caster. That's it. So we don't really have anything else for that slot. So we'll have to go somewhere else to another space station, find another merchant, and see if they have something. Alright, now we do have something for the bolt caster, so let's put it in this slot right here. And let's go find those again. This one was for the bolt caster. Yep, that's for the bolt caster. There we go. And it ricochet module. Now it creates an antimatter field around the shots of the bolt caster, causing them to be repelled by non-damaged surfaces. Enables ricochet, causing projectiles to bounce. If they hit a target, they do not damage. Well, I'm assuming that means that they'll ricochet and they'll damage something they can damage. I mean, isn't that the purpose of the ricochet? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work that way. Alright, let's see. Didn't we have something else for the bolt caster? Yeah, right there. Bolt caster. Now, it's not a great improvement. It's only Class C, but hey, for now, we don't have any other choices. Alright, anything else for the bolt caster? Nah, it doesn't look like it. So, we do have another helmet. So let's put that in there. Oh, that's the, I first have to have the analyst visor. And that's what that is, right? So right there would make sense.
Technology installed.
Now, if you know the cost of these things are kind of high, so we just take our survey device and add a real-time terrain analysis to the scan device. Toggle between visor modes with 1 and 3. Uses surveying mode to detect hidden terrain resources. So that means you're going to be able to see more stuff with this one. Alrighty, and this gives you 1, 2, and 3 choices of what you want to see. Alright, what else we got for this analyst visor? Let's see. We got a combat scope. So that would probably be a good thing to have. And that looks like a good place as any for it.
Installed.
Sometimes if you got stuff that's specifically for modifying the combat scope, you might want to move this to a different spot. Alright, what else we got? I saw something for this. So let's put it in this slot here. There it is. Recharge time and scanning radius so it sees further.
Technology installed.
There we go. Now, it's primarily for the scanning system. Potential scan frequencies. So this is our primary scanner, but they might also be using it for this. So that's a pretty good spot. It might affect both of those. This is the actual scanner. So this is probably the best place to put it. See how the pictures of the device looks pretty much the same? That's your first clue of where to put it. So that would suggest to me this one would need to be moved over to maybe to here. But it does specifically say analyst visor. So we'll assume that it will, if we move it over, because this slot is adjacent, that it'll affect both of these. And that'll give us a slot for something else. But do we have something else? Something else of use. Doesn't look like it. Well, we do need this. So let's see, where would we want to put it? We might need to go ahead and buy these extra slots for this. But I'll tell you what, since it doesn't usually get very many modifiers, let's put it right about there.
Technology installed.
But now we can dig for stuff. Okay, so we do have some other weapon types. So let's put something up in here. What sounds blaze javelin? Excess fire made by pressing G. Delivers instantaneous damage on targets. I'm trying to remember, was that the one I was liking so much? This is P-field compensators for the neutron cannon. Do we have a neutron cannon? Right there.
Technology installed.
Alright, so now we've got some adjacent spots here for the neutron cannon. And that'll give us ion spheres created. Charging speed is faster. And how many and how fast? 27%.
Technology installed.
Alright, now do we have something else for the neutron cannon? Damage overload. Voltage amplifier. Does it say anything about neutron cannon? Doesn't seem to, does it? But the damage to stunned is up to 21%.
Technology installed.
That doesn't look the same. How about this? Plasma launcher. It kind of looks like that might be what it's for. Doesn't really say though, does it? I'm going to assume it is, so I'm going to move it over one. Using the E key. Maybe it'll have effect on this, maybe it won't. At this point, I'm not really sure. Does it say anything about plasma? No, supercharged by high voltage nanowires. Okay, well, it doesn't really say, does it? Well, let's get back in there. I think we've got some more to look at here. We don't have anything for the train, and we don't have anything for the plasma directly, but let's take a look at here. What's this here? Blaze, javelin, scatter blaster, cloaking device, amplified cartridges for the pulse splitter. Do I have a pulse splitter? I do, right there. So I'll tell you what. Oh, wait a minute. Let's cancel this. I gotta pick a spot where I want that to go. I'm gonna go over this spot right here. And pulse splitter is it usually has some kind of a number next to it. Scatter blaster. I don't have any more to pick from, right? That's a modifier. So I need something that's got a percentage, because that means it reloads. Energy beam weapon. Blaze javelin. Non-violent projectile weapon. It just incapacitates. That's weird. Didn't I see a pulse splitter? Or did I apply it already? Oh yeah, right there, the pulse splitter. It's already loaded up. So we need to pay for it. Get rid of that little wagon wheel looking thing. Let's put it over here. And where did we have a modifier for the pulse splitter? Right there.
Technology installed.
It's not the best upgrade. It's only a C class. And the images don't exactly look the same, but they're close. Mostly by color. This one's red, this one's kind of grayed out. But we still have other weapons that we could employ. Let's put one right there. Now, which one would make the most sense? Blaze javelin or geology cannon? It just makes holes in the ground. Whereas this one, made by pressing, okay, blaze jab delivers instant. Let's go with that one. That sounds more devastating. Instead of just making holes in the ground, it'll do more than that. So, we don't have any modifiers for this, do we? If we do, right there would be a good spot, or right there. I'll put it here, I think. We have a different kind of weapon. Paralyzed mortar. Geology, okay, that one makes holes in the ground. And this one doesn't do much. It just paralyzes. So we have quite a few choices there, and we have all kinds of space to fill in. We got different kinds of gun, and they usually show, because you have to reload them, starting out with 100%. So that's what you want to remember when you're buying those modifiers. And remember, we're shooting for the higher class, S or X, like in Extra, X-ray, that sort of thing. Okay, well, that's your basic introduction. What do you think? Is that going to help you with your next weapon choices? Did they change? Oh, we've already bought that weapon, so that's it. We'd have to leave, do a thing or two, and then come back and see what they offer for the next one. Now, for some reason, this is a display case. Does that doesn't look like the weapon we just bought either, does it? But there's no way to select it, because if we press the E key, it goes back to the merchant. We've pretty well done all we can do there, unless we want to add more slots. That might be a good idea. It doesn't matter which one we pick, this one or this one. I'll just go ahead and use that one. Alright, so now we can add another row of slots. Looks like we might need that extra row of slots before too much longer. And we're about to run out of slots for this weapon. And that's it. That's the last one. We've got all the slots we could possibly have for that weapon. So it's just like before, you hit the tab key. Now I'm going to move this one, and I'm going to move it down to I kind of want to keep it away from, well, that would work for now. And I probably should take this one and move it down to maybe here also. So we've got more slots that we can use for modifiers. The most, of course, you can have, if the game will allow it, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The slot number 9 is the actual weapon itself. Now sometimes they won't let you have all full 8 slots with modifiers. So just be aware of that. And that's all we can have for slots. We can't do any more. So you kind of have to decide what 3 or 4 modifiers basics you want to mess with. Because right now we have 1, 2, 3. Well, that one's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well, if we count that one, it makes 11. We just don't really have that many slots to where we could do 8 modifiers for each item. So at some point we're going to have to decide what to drop, what to take out. So if you put it here, you see where it says store or dismantle. That's your only real choices. If you decide that you've got one of these weapons that's just not working out for you. But I would recommend that you normally store it, because there might be a certain kind of situation where the weapon that you put in storage is actually the one you want to use, but you'd have to swap out something else because of the slot situation. It's also possible that one of these weapons may not have 8 other modifiers available for it. And again, remember, you're trying for S-class modifiers or X, like an X-ray modifiers, which are experimental and they usually have problems or situations where they don't work. But now we have two weapons to pick from. So if we use the X key and we move, whoops, the wrong way, while we're not inside the spaceship. Remember, you can't be inside the spaceship. Oops, let me do that again. We can come over, whoops, right there. This is the one we got mounted right now. But if I left click, I can go back to the one I've been using all along. Or I can rotate the mouse wheel and I can pick this one. And it looks a little different. In fact, it looks a lot like the one they've got on display right here. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's the weapon. See how the front end narrows down almost to a point like a knife blade? So if we want to improve it, we have to have it selected so that when you hit your key it shows up as your multiply, and we want to, you know, increase the class and everything like we did before. We want to bring it all the way up. So the first thing we want to do is class, and each weapon is handled individually. And now we'll do it again. And we're going to be told that it's upgraded. Now we're up to the A class. Oh, it just upgraded it to the S class already? Let's take a look here. Yep, it sure did. And if we try to increase it again, it won't do it. So the only thing left now is these slots. So let's see how many, if we could do a bunch of slots. This one assumes that you were given a reward somehow, a free one, or you somehow were able to buy this. Normally you have to pay. And like we showed before, it's very, very expensive. So we come down here. The first time it cost us more than 2.5 million, 3 million plus, 6 million plus, 9 million plus, almost 10, 13 million plus, 16.5 million plus. See how it gets expensive? Now we're all the way up to 23, 26, 29, 33, 36, 39, 42, 46. Well, we can go through 1 billion with a B pretty fast this way, couldn't we? Yeah, we're going to be getting out of the millions here pretty quick. Oh, it froze at 192. Now it has every slot open. So you get a little bit of music to tell you that you've made a major achievement. And in our case, at no cost. And then we would normally go back to this guy. And there we go, we got him selected. And we would do the same things we did before. But now notice what you have to have when you want to purchase the upgrade modules. You see what you got to pay with? Nanites. Now we don't want to. Now we've already bought these, the S-class ones. He only has one of each. So if we want to do something better, we have to go to the A-class. But let's take a look here. If we hit our escape key, and well, here's our bowcaster. Let's move it. Let's move it to right there. And then we'll move all these modifiers that we already have. And I'm pretty sure it's going to say they're all for the bowcaster, right? Bowcaster, bowcaster, and bowcaster. And now we have this one. So we need to move it to where we can surround it. And then we move all of these. Oh, we can't move that one until we pay for all the upgrades. There we go. Now we can move it. Oh, it went ahead and moved it. And all of these should say they're... No, that's in the wrong spot, isn't it? Yeah, that's for the mining beam. So I need to move it down below it. And then usually you move it, then you go adjacent later. So with what we already have, we've already moved it around. So now this one, we don't have any modifiers for it, so let's put it right here, in the hopes that we will get some modifiers. Now we got this one, so we need to move it over to here, because we want to use this slot for the mining beam, and then this slot for this one. And I'm going to figure that goes there. Now this one here normally goes with this, so we would put these around here like this. And then we would say, okay, do I have anything else for the mining beam? So we would look for something that looks like it might be for the mining beam. What does that say? No, that's for the bowcaster.
Technology installed.
Okay, we've got it paid for now. The bowcaster's over here, so we'd want to move it. So what you want to do is you want to be careful where you click, because sometimes you can't always pay for unless you're using the everything is free option like I showed you. Okay, well, it's just going to be more the same, just a different style of weapon. I got that one also from attacking the Sentinels at one of their pillars. Their pillars are kind of like saying castles, but I also think of it as barracks, because, well, I've already shown that in a video where I go up to this terminal and I look to see if it's offering a weapon. If it is, that's the first thing I pick, and that's how I got the weapons I got. I went to, let's see, I've been to what, 6 or is it 7 different pillars on different worlds. There's usually at least 1 pillar per world, but in most cases I think I found at least 2 pillars per world as an average, and it might actually be more than that. Okay, I'm going to assume I've showed you about all you want to know, and maybe even more. And I've got a mission to do. Modules from your cleared Corvette design have been refunded. Collect those modules. Oh, okay, they're talking about me going down here, and we'll use the teleporter system. And we want the last one. And that gets me up to my Corvette. Now I need to go to the console where you store all the parts until you need them. is it? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. So if I go to this one here and I look inside, you see I've got all these parts that I put in here. Now, if I understand how this works, I don't have to take them out of there. I could leave them in there until I decide I want to sell them. You know, going over back over to the, what do they call that? The corporate thing? Because this is my workshop board where I do all my design work. No Corvette docked for modification. I guess it'd have to be docked out here somewhere. But I've got a Corvette, and I know I do want to make modifications to it. Make improvements, basically. Add more compartments and that sort of thing. Change my landing gear. So the question is now, how do I select this one? They don't want me to keep building a brand new one each time, do they? Number one is not lit up, so I don't guess I have the choice of doing number one. So what do I do? Is it an X key thing? I guess I gotta get out of this first. And come over to for there. And oh dear, what's that? Oh, that's a trade rocket. Oh, I've got the first one and the second one. Oh, wait a minute, that's not a Corvette. There's the second. That's the first one I played around with. See, it doesn't have the standard landing feet. It's got those jet-like things. And it's got this elevator. That's the only way I could get into this thing. But see, I have to fly up into it. Because I haven't found out how to get the elevator to go up yet. Press escape to read more. Derelict freighters. Oh, I don't see it here. Maybe it's here. Do I see derelict? Maybe it's on another page. So far I'm not seeing it. I got one more to go. Derelict freighters. No, I don't see it. Unless I overlooked it. My eyes are getting tired. Oh. That's weird. I did that already. Well, anyway. It's not going to say anything about derelict. No, it's not. Well, anyway. I don't think it's anything I do here. There's all the planets I've scanned. And they even show which ones have a structure on it. And I have quite a few, to say the least. Mostly so I could do battle with either so I grab the whispering eggs from whatever they call those critters that spit, or the sentinels so I can beat them up. Well, anyway, I haven't even been to these planets yet in that system. I wish I could figure out how this works. Is there a button somewhere? This is one of the modules I dug up. Well, if there is a button to push, I don't see it. Anyway, that'd be something else I would want to worry about. But there it is again. Derelict freighters. Press escape to read more. Okay, I'm pressing escape. Oh, it came up that time. Making discoveries. Well, anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So we're gonna call this good and end this recording here.